Hey everybody, welcome back to Kingdoms Reborn in the town of Sanborn. Now, a lot's happened between episodes. I actually let the game play out for quite some time in order to create a little bit of a progression. And as you can see, there's a lot of areas where I've expanded. There's more houses down to the south. There's more houses over to the east over here. There's a few more houses around our cattle ranches in here. And I wanted to do this in order to create progression in the game as the game is becoming a little bit stale between building houses and building bread in order to keep up with the demand of food. Now, how is food looking, you might ask? Well, we are currently eating 89,000 food per year, and we're producing roughly the same amount as we're climbing to 86,000 food. As for our luxuries, clothes and spice and tequila are in absolutely amazing spots. Carpet is starting to become in a good spot, and wine has just never taken off. For some reason, the Emirates just don't seem to do well with wine. And now for chocolate, the one tier 3 luxury that we are finally at a really good spot. We're actually selling some, which is part of how we're getting the 2.2 million money that we have. Now, for the artifacts, I had to do some testing in another game to find these. From what I can tell, there are a total of 4 excavation sites in the game. When you actually find one, you can excavate it multiple times. Each time it becomes a little bit more expensive. So we finished out Islander Life for the 50% influence from minor cities, Pilgrimage, which is 50% influence bonus from hotels, and then Remembrance, 1% city attractiveness for each level 8 house, which means our city attractiveness will be amazing. Mummification. Now, for prosperity, I believe that I am actually missing one of the 4 ruins. So I don't think that I can get prosperity. And with that, from my testing, the royal heritage, each one of those comes from one of the different themes. So I believe it was mummification comes from the pyramid. The Stonehenge, I believe, was pilgrimage. And then Islander Life is something that looks like little stone Easter Island kind of looking building. I believe each one of these comes from one of those 4 different research sites, and we have a lot of tech to spend. So starting out, we're going to take a look at the upgrade tree. In there, we're going to pick up Cypress and the garden, and then we're going to pick up the Sultan's Castle. And now for the Sultan's Castle, let's go ahead and close that out. Let's go ahead and take the Sultan's Castle. I'm thinking that we put it right here. All right, for tech, let's pick up machinery, concrete. Let's pick up gold smelting. Let's do industrialization and electricity. Let's do espionage and card combiner. And from there, I don't think I have enough to do jewelry crafting quite yet. I'm going to go ahead and speed it up a little bit while we start placing down some of these things. Let's pick up the concrete factory. Let's pick up the mint and the industrial iron smelter. I think we're going to trade for that, so let's pass on it. We'll trade for steel, and we most definitely will be picking up power plants and the card combiner. Yes, please. So the card combiner, we can throw this just about anywhere. It's not like the scholar. So for this, let's go ahead and quick build it. We can put cards into there, and when we put 3 productivity books, it gives us a productivity plus book. Now, instead of 20% productivity, that gives us a total of 30. I'm not sure that for productivity, that is well worthwhile. Let me go ahead and throw this into something. Now, taking a look at passion books, takes 5 of them versus the 3. It gives us a passion plus, which is 50% job happiness and 30% productivity. That's very, very enticing. Now for the motivation. So originally it's 1% happiness above 60 gives 1% productivity. So right now it would give roughly a total of 64% bonus. And if we do this, it brings it to, for every 1% above 75, it gives 2%, which means that where we're at currently, well, let's throw the motivation into, let's close that out. And let's throw motivation in there. And taking a quick look, the motivation book right now gives 55 points. If we switch it over to the motivation plus, it gives a total of 80 points. It's kind of worthwhile, but it seems like there's a point where the motivation is going to be better and then a point where the motivation plus is going to be better. All right, let's go ahead and close that out. Let's pick up the jewelry card and let's drop our first power plant. So we'll throw it like right there. And we will start the next ice age ourselves. So let's go ahead and quick build that, let him get it powered up, and let's go buy our first load of steel so that we can get upgrading things. So just a little bit of steel here, and probably just as much as we can buy, 480, yeah. But what we will be able to upgrade is things like the tailor, and upgrading the tailor itself moves us to close to our amount of wool to our amount of clothes being produced at 55 to 53. Actually, I didn't even go to machinery. Wow. So upgrading this takes us 60 to 62. Is there extra levels? Machinery level 1, level 2? Okay. Apparently, I didn't really realize that you could upgrade this further. I'm at a loss for words here because I did not realize that we could upgrade this almost indefinitely. So steel itself may become a pretty big issue, as I might be buying a lot. Let's see what this does to the actual bakery. So upgrade to the machines, which it uses for electricity. I'm okay with that. And it looks like I can do this even further, and it still only uses the for electricity, but it looks like it increases the efficiency by 10% each. So by upgrading this a couple of times, we're already up to 400. We are going to be able to push our industrialization to a whole new level. So let's do the jeweler kind of in this pocket right here. We'll place some decor around it to make the people happy. Let's get that thrown in there, and let's see if we can pick up another one. And it doesn't look like we can. And as for the rest, I don't see a whole lot in there. And taking a quick look at this, let's go ahead and boost the budget up. Let's throw 2 motivation cards in there, and let's bring it to pretty much up to the current age. I'm not sure that we need to go too much further than that. I mean, 105, that's insane. Maybe how much actual steel do we have here? We've got 1,000. Let's go ahead and spend a little bit of that just to see how far we can get it and how expensive the upgrades get. And it looks like that point we're producing so much that it's ridiculous. The mint, as long as I can, let's go ahead and throw it down. We'll go right here. Let's go ahead and quick build that. Let's make sure this isn't as broken as the rest. So I've got some ideas for the mint, by the way, guys, and I'm gonna wait a little bit to do like everything in total, but I think that by taking a look at probably a total of 8 to get the combo bonus, the adjacency, and other things, I was thinking that with the current state of the game, I could get it up to 16k per batch. I'm not even thinking I need to do that as to just boosting the efficiency this way to get it that high. And that's absolutely insane, seeing as how the cost of 60 bars would be 1,800. So the amount of money that it's producing is just ridiculous. Let's go ahead and boost it up just a little bit, because this is literally going to become a money printing machine at this point in time. Can't upgrade the power plant. That's a little bit of a bummer, and I'm going to have to do a lot of picking up of the actual power plants between episodes. Nothing in there looks worthwhile, and in here we'll definitely pick up the hauling service. That will be pretty good, and I'm probably going to have to look at medicine makers at some point in time, as it looks like the amount of medicine we're using is finally catching up with the amount that we're producing. So no more selling it. All right, let's get the hauling outpost over here by our bread, and that will help with the coal as well. Taking a look at our people real quick, I had an exorbitant amount of labors. Yeah, take a look at that. I've got 264 labors to kind of play with. So as long as I can keep food up and going, then we should be in pretty good shape. Let's get the concrete down, and we'll just throw it. Yeah, we'll throw it like right here, and let's go ahead and quick build that. I've been buying the concrete. Maybe I should continue it, but I just want to see what it actually produces. Let's bring this up to the current age, and we'll upgrade that a little bit. Let's get the motivation in there. Yeah, look at that. It doesn't take a whole lot of stone, and it doesn't take a whole lot of sand to make a bunch of concrete. Not quite as good as the bricks, but I'm fairly happy with that. And I think that this is a good spot to kind of call this episode. I'd like to thank you guys for joining. I do plan on the same amount of progression being between this episode and the next, so it's hard to know if the next episode will be tomorrow or whether it will be 2 days apart like this, but the next episode will be the season finale where we wrap up the gameplay and get ready for the next game. Thank you guys. We'll see you in the next.